Hello, this is a short video about our 7 Steps course aboard our wonderful award-winning bus Bertha. Many of you will have been consulting for many years, and some of you might be brand new to the whole consulting process. During most of the vet school and veterinary nurse training, there is very little available on how to communicate with humans. Bearing in mind, once you are a consulting nurse or certainly a consulting vet, a huge chunk of your job will be spent doing just that, communicating with humans. So the clinical elements are always there, and for a lot of our customers, unfortunately, the clinical competence is assumed. What goes around that is how we make them feel. How much do they understand in the consult room? Are they taking up our recommendations or are they not? Is that because we're not putting it across maybe, or we're not actually connecting them to the fact that this is a problem? So our 7 Steps course is derived from the Calgary-Cambridge model, which is widely recognised in the human medical field, and we have just tweaked it somewhat to be applicable for the vet industry. The 7 steps will go through literally from beginning at preparation, so preparing yourself, your room, and checking notes, etc. before the client will arrive. We then look at rapport and how important it is to get off on the right foot. We go through to the use of open questions to make sure that an agenda is set and the client feels that they can tell you all about it rather than feeling maybe that they shouldn't say much. And then we go into physical examination. We know that it's done during most consultations, but is it obvious to the paying customer? Or do they think you've just had a bit of a scratch and a cuddle with the pet? Clear recommendation is very important. We must make sure that as they're paying for our professional opinion, we are making it very clear what the next steps are and what options are available. We then need to make sure the clients know how much this is going to cost. And we need to make sure that they're happy with the treatment plan, with the diagnostics and the recommendations. And if there are medications to go home with, that they actually know how to do this. They have to be able to get the tablets in, the ointment on, etc., etc. Otherwise, it isn't going to work. Usually they'll think that that's probably down to the veterinary practice and not down to them. Then we're looking at whether or not they're going to come back. When are they going to come back and is it booked in? So the whole cycle really makes sure that the clients are aware of what's going on, they're connected to the problems that you're finding, they feel value for money, and more importantly, they're hopefully going to be more likely to adhere to your recommendation and be compliant with treatment plans because they know how to actually get the tablets in. The ticket days on Bertha run 10 AM till 4 PM and there's an excellent pub lunch in the middle. We use focus group footage and we use all sorts of video clips and different elements to training, so there is practical elements as well as a lot of discussion. So all in all, you should have a really informative, enjoyable day that you will go away with a good few steps that you think you're going to do differently after the day. We also have consult track, so once you've been on the course, it's really important to then measure and monitor the changes that you've learnt from the day. Now this includes having cameras in the practice, so you might work in a practice that already have them set up, or it might be that you look at using GoPro cameras, for example. On Switch can then review consultations and score them based on the 7 Steps matrix. This is really good for the management of the practice and for ongoing learning and development because you will be able to view where you might be falling down. So the 7 Steps is there to teach them how to do it, and then the consult track is there to make sure that there's a measured improvement following training. We also have CX Club, which has the 7 Steps available on there for both vets and nurses. So this is great for new graduate induction, as there's a separate curriculum also there to introduce them to the vet industry and their role. So all in all, we've got the 7 Steps training aboard Bertha, we've got the consult track to make sure that what's been learnt is being put into practice, and we've also got the CX Club so that they can be learning in-house and it's also trackable for management. So hopefully you'll book onto the 7 Steps and you'll have a great day and you'll make sure that your customer experience is even better than it is today.